What's up, guys? Hugs, not drugs. Daps, for sure. All right, so this video is about Mako, okay? And I'm not talking about a shark Mako. I'm talking about an inmate. His name is Mako, okay? And Mako is a great white shark, okay? And what I mean by that is he's a big boy. He's an athlete. He will fight at the drop of a dime. He's down. He's a monster. And he's been in prison his whole entire life. Okay. If you watch the documentary of Maine State Prison used to be Thomaston. And then Thomaston, they closed it and then opened up the new prison, which is Maine State Prison. Well, if you watch the old video of Thomaston, Mako's in that video. And he's still in Maine State Prison right now. Okay. So, but when I was there, me and Mako, so I'm telling you this story from a first-person point of view. I had very limited interaction with Mako, but I watched what was going down. And a lot of this had to do with the basketball tournament, and I was present at the basketball tournament. So Mako is highly respected. You don't want to piss off Mako, because he will ask you to go in the cell. He will call you out. And he'll hurt you. His reputation is he will hurt people. If you disrespect him, he will hurt you. And in prison, that's what you need. You need people to fear you or respect you. Prison is all about being tough. Whoever's the toughest is going to sit at a certain table. If you're tough, you're going to sit at this table. If you're not tough, you're not going to sit at that table. But Mako is one of those dudes. He's been in prison his whole life. He knows the ropes. He knows the games. He knows the staff. He knows the weight room. He knows the basketball hoop. It's like home court advantage, okay? You know, like when the Lakers play in LA, they have home court advantage. Well, when Mako plays basketball, he's at his home court because that's where he's at. And sometimes the G League team will actually come in the prison and play him, and the prison actually beat the G League. That's how good they are. Not so much because there's so much talent in the prison. There's talent. I wouldn't say there's off the chart talent, but there's chemistry. And when you have chemistry and you know how your players move, like I'll play basketball and I'll be playing with a bunch of guys. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I am a very talented basketball player. I've been playing my whole life. I can drive, I can shoot inside, I can shoot outside, I can shoot from the corner, I can do layups, I can do floaters, I can shoot free throws, I can shoot threes. Anything, okay? I don't have any weakness on the court. But my biggest strength is coming off picks and shooting and setting picks and then getting open and then having them set a pick and then me shooting. Well, when I play with these guys in the gym, they don't know how to play with me. So they're going to think that I suck or they're not going to pass me the ball. They have no idea unless they've been playing with me for a while. So my point is that the Maine State Prison team, they all have chemistry. Because you live with these people, you never go anywhere, you're at the same gym, everything is routine, including your jump shot. So Mako is on the basketball team, and in the prison there's basketball season, there's softball season, there's handball season, weightlifting competitions, 3-point competitions, home run derbies. It gets pretty intense with sports. I was blessed. There's 2 different prisons in Maine. There's MCC Windham, which is where all of the, offenders are at. They're there. A lot of the people who can't be in the regular prison, who are like transgenders, they go to Windham. And then sometimes you're just in Windham just by chance. That's just where they housed you. No reason at all. That's just where you ended up. But mostly everybody goes to Windham as a transitional facility. You go there, they evaluate you, and then if they deem that you're too unsafe or you're a problem, then most likely they're going to put you in Maine State Prison, which is exactly what happened to me. If you watch the worst cellmate I ever had, they transferred me to the Maine State Prison because I got into a fight with my cellmate, which it wasn't really a fight. But since my points went up, they put me in Maine State Prison. At the time, I thought it was a punishment. It ended up being the best thing for me because of the sports, the chapel, the religious services, and most of my friends are there. So, yeah. So the point is that they got chemistry. So Mako is on the basketball team, And he's good, right? But he's not that good. He's a big guy. He's pushing, he's either in his late 30s or in his 40s. Looks young for his age, because you can't really smoke and drink in there and mess up your body. But Mako is doing his thing, and he plays a lot of sports. He lifts weights. There's a recording studio. He's always in the recording studio recording rap music. But yeah, so anyways, the basketball tournament is going on, and it is the finale. Each pod has their own team, and so the pods will play each pods, and then at the end there's a championship. Well, this is the championship game, and Mako's team has made it to the end. So Mako's team's made it to the end. This is crazy that this happened because this is prison, and so I'm there and I want to watch this. I got front row seats. I'm courtside. It's awesome, right? A lot of people don't even want to go. They're not even interested. So there's lots of open spots to watch the game. So I'm courtside, man. I'm loving it. You got this guy named Beal. Beal hit probably like 7 threes in a row. Really just not that athletic, but just could shoot a three. He was athletic, just not insanely athletic, but man, he was good. And Mako, he's winded, he's gassed, he's trying to run up and down the court, and he's not getting playing time because he's one of the better people on the team. He's getting playing time because he's tough. A lot of times, like the gang leaders, you'll see the gang leaders, like they'll play more minutes than the star player because he's the gang leader. Like it's, I remember I'm not going to say his name, but there was this gang leader, and it's crunch time. It's the fourth quarter, and they need their people in there. Instead, they put the gang leader in just because, like, they're afraid if they don't put him in, then he'll beat him up or something. But so Mako's in. He shouldn't have been in because it was crunch time. The game was over, and it went into overtime, okay? 4-minute overtime. The game, so it's overtime, 4 minutes. They get down to the last 3 seconds in overtime, okay? And the ball is on the other side, and Mako is on the team. Sorry, guys. Mako is on the team that has the ball. They've already used all their timeouts, so they can't transition the ball to the other side of the court because they don't have any more timeouts. So everybody thought the game was over. They were down by 2 points. So it was like almost impossible with 3 seconds left, right? So they're inbounding the ball, and I'm thinking, all right, take the ball, throw it down, throw it to your best shooter, and have him shoot it, right? No, these idiots. The guy takes it, throws the ball to Mako, who's like only 5 feet in front of him on the complete opposite side of the court. I'm like, what is he doing? What an idiot, right? So Mako just takes the ball, right? Throws it up, and I'm seeing the ball, the trajectory of the ball, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks good. I'm like, no. And it's like slow motion in my head. I'm watching it. Boom, it goes in. I'm like, are you serious right now? The whole gym, everybody got up. Everybody started praising Mako. Everybody was giving him hugs. Man, that day was incredible. Mako became a legend, at least for the time that I was there. He was a legend on the basketball court, man, because basketball season is like 6 months long. So this is the end of the season after 6 months, after everything. People put in a lot of hard work in basketball. They take it very, very serious. It's no joke over there. And they went into overtime, and Mako hit it. It was a 3-pointer. They were down by 2, so they ended up winning the game by 1 point. I could not believe it. Whenever people ask me about prison, I always tell them about that story, because that story was one of the greatest, most awesomest moments for one, in prison, for two, in sports, period. That would be like the NBA championships, right? The Lakers versus the Celtics, and the worst player on the Lakers, they don't pass it to LeBron. They pass it to, Rui Hachimura, or who I shouldn't say that about Rui. I love Rui, but let's say they pass it to let's see, Jared Vanderbilt. Okay, he's good, but I guess anyways, let's just say the Lakers pass it to Jared Vanderbilt with 3 seconds left. Okay, they don't pass it to LeBron, where LeBron can try to get a long three. They just pass it 5 feet to Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt is in the championship. He shouldn't even be in there because he's not good enough to be playing at that moment. Vanderbilt throws it, and the Lakers win the championship. That's what it was like when this happened. So Mako was a legend, man. Like, every time I walked by him, I wasn't even friends with him, but I would walk by him and be like, yo, that shot, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was, because you deserve respect like that. And when I was in prison, my thing was I always tried to project myself out of prison. The way I looked at it is we had 4 hours to go to the gym. We could weightlift, we could play basketball, we could play handball. There was a whole bunch of things that we could do, but we had 4 hours. So the way I looked at it, I was like, if I was on the streets, I'd be in the gym anyway. So this is not even like prison to me, because this is what I'd be doing anyways. And the prison in the gym in Maine State Prison is not some run-of-the-mill facility. This is better than 24-hour fitness. The gym is hands down better than 24-hour fitness. The equipment is old, and like it's like 100 years old, the lat pull down and the dumbbells, but they're so meticulously cared for that they look so awesome because they're so old, but they're so well preserved, but they're so used at the same time. You know what I mean? Like the dumbbells got like dents in them and stuff, but you can tell like they're just aged like fine wine. The machines are so well oiled. They're such old machines, but when you use the lat pull down, you don't hear any squeaks. It's pretty cool. So having the gym there, having weights in a facility really changes things. For one, people get jacked and in incredible shape. For two, it's great for people who have a release date, because you can get yourself healthy, get yourself big, and then by the time you get out, you could be a personal trainer. You know, like there's not just that, just weightlifting changes your molecular structure in your body to where everything about you just become a better human being. So it's just a very positive thing. Also, it keeps people in line. If you're a bodybuilder and the guards have rules for you to follow, of course you're going to follow those rules. Why? Because you need access to the gym. So it's a good way to keep inmates in line. Nobody, if you're a bodybuilder and you're taking it serious, nobody wants to lose that privilege. Are you kidding me? No, not happening. So, hold on, I got to check my battery. Just a low battery. I'll plug it in. Hold on, guys. I'm all sweaty because I just got done playing basketball. That's why I'm doing this video on basketball right now. Let's see. Okay. So, yeah, the gym there is amazing. There's also a recording studio where rappers can go in there and be like, ice, ice, baby. Yo, collaborate and listen. I've been in prison and I got a new vision. I'm just kidding, palabra. But, yeah, so there's a recording studio. There's bathrooms, and that's where everybody fights. You got a problem with somebody jumped in front of you in the weight line, they're disrespecting you in the lunch line, you guys aren't in the same pod. But when it's gym time, everybody comes to the gym. So you got a problem with somebody, you go in the bathroom. Somebody goes up to the guard, hey guard, I was wondering about visiting times. Can you, and the dude is distracting the guard. Well, you're in there doing your thing, getting your squabble on, you know what I mean? Pop, 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 dap, 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 boom, deep, dap, pop, pop, tap, tap, tap. Yeah, so that's what you're doing, right? So you're in there, and that's the way it is, okay? You got a problem with somebody, you handle it in the bathroom, all right? Love the gym. I'm still talking about it because it was such an awesome thing. When I was in Wyndham, in the transitional place, we used the stairs to do pull-ups and lats. Like we'd climb, like the stairs go up like this. We're like climbing up here, like doing like we take paper towels and we put paper towels on the stairs because there's like dents in it for traction. So we put paper towels over the dents just so we can hold on to it without cutting our fingers. But yeah, so I go from doing pull-ups off the stairs to Maine State Prison's industrial Planet Fitness, getting jacked. Like, it was a treat, man. So yeah, and oh, another thing I'm gonna tell you, hold on. So coming from prison and being in the weight room, keep in mind, the lifers in there, the ones that are like hardcore into bodybuilding, keep in mind, these guys have been weightlifting for 20 years. They've been lifting weights, heavy weights. I'm talking like the 100-pound dumbbells, right? These dudes are getting it in. And you see all these dudes, right? They're monsters. They're jacked, right? But you can tell they only get to a certain point. When you're bodybuilding naturally, and these dudes are as natural as you can get, right? When you're bodybuilding naturally, there's only a certain... the human body has boundaries. You can only get to a certain level physically. Muscles will only grow like to a certain thing. I mean, yeah, you can have, you know, like certain supplements and stuff, but since I got out of prison, I can spot somebody on steroids from a mile away. If I see somebody's muscles and they're like, there's veins bulging out of their neck, or if their muscles just have a slight more definition, you know, like, I can tell because I see the bodybuilders who give it, and these guys give it their all. I'm talking, these dudes work out 6 hours a day. They're professional bodybuilders in prison, but they get to a max. So when I'm out in the gym and I see these dudes with these bodies, I'm just like, nah, I know you're cheating, dude. You're cheating 100%. Like, don't deny it. Muscles, you can't look like Wolverine, not the Wolverine in the movie, but the actual, you can't look like Wolverine naturally. The only way you could get close to looking like Wolverine naturally is if you worked out all the time, you dieted, and then you dehydrated yourself for like 3 days and didn't eat anything. Then yeah, you might be able to look like Wolverine, but not if you're hydrated. You know, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna get back to the rest of the story. So about Mako. So Mako is a lifer, but not like a lifer meaning he'll never get out, meaning he's a lifer. He got a life sentence and he's due for parole. So when I was there in 2018, when I was there in 2018, he had already been in for like 25 years. And he was due to get out in 2020, I believe. So what they do is if you have, I think it's under 3 years or under 2 years, something like that, you're eligible to go to a farm. A farm, like they have a potato farm where you can run the tractor and get the potatoes. What was the other one? The potato farm. There was another farm. I forget, but these farms, you're still technically in prison, but you live in a big house. There's no bars on the doors. You wear regular clothes. Sometimes you can even drive a car, if like, depending on where you're at. So you can drive like a real car. You can eat real McDonald's. You know, technically you're in prison, but if you have like under 3 years, then you're qualified to go to a work release program, which I think is one of the best things that could ever. I went to work release when I was getting out, and my situation was different. I left prison and I got transferred back to the county jail to do an extra 3 months on a clerical error. I was supposed to get released from prison. Instead, I went to the county jail to go do 3 more months. But it ended up setting me up, even though it was a clerical error. I wish I could sue for that, man. But I ended up going back to the county jail and doing 3 months, going to work release, working at this 5-star fancy lobster restaurant in Portland, Maine, washing dishes, pots and pans. There was like 4 or 5 of us from the prison that from the jail that worked there So we would all leave the jail, go to work, and we'd have a blast, man. We'd smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke now, but we'd smoke cigarettes. We'd have fun. We'd eat lobster because, they wouldn't give us lobster because, but I mean, they would give us, sometimes they give us steak. We could always get chicken fingers. We could always get clam chowder. We could have as much bread as we want, soup, but the only things that were really off limits were like filet mignon and lobster, pretty much. But we were the dishwashers, so we would get all of the food that people didn't eat. And a lot of times people would throw their lobster away, or they'd leave a claw, or they'd leave part of the tail. And, you can tell when somebody just, if it's all messy, yeah, we wouldn't touch it. But if a plate came back, you could tell like that plate wasn't touched. Yeah, we grabbed the lobster. We grabbed the filet mignon for sure, man. That was awesome, getting lobster. There actually was a time that they gave us some lobsters. I don't remember the reason why, but they did. Maybe it was Christmas or something. But yeah. So, but to get back to the story, I'm getting there, guys. Sorry. So Mako he's got a life sentence, but he's getting out. He's got less than 2 years left. Okay. So Mako gets released to the work release. I want to say it was Charleston, the potato farm, but I'm not positive. So he's there. One of the things that people do is they have a cigarette hustle. They'll buy cartons of cigarettes, and then they'll sell individual cigarettes. Now, not everybody is making money. Like, some people just got there, they haven't made any money yet. Some people are in transition, they're not getting paid. So, but I mean, I would say it's higher than that. I would say 85% of the people at the farm are working, where 15% are either unemployed or in transition to start working. So Mako gets there and he's not working yet, but since he's tough, they're placing him somewhere. He's got it all figured out. So Mako's hustle there is cigarettes. He's doing the cigarette hustle, where he bought like a carton or something, and he's slanging cigarettes for whatever, 50 cents. I don't remember what the price was, but he's slanging cigarettes. And the way you keep your stuff and the way you keep it hidden is everybody has their own locker. You got a lock, and that's where you keep your stuff. But a lot of times people won't lock their lockers because there's a thing, like a trust thing. Everybody was sentenced. Everybody there is getting out. Everybody there is usually on good behavior because you don't want to get sent back to prison. Why would you want to mess up McDonald's and Chinese food and pizza parties, right? So a lot of people wouldn't lock their locker because they felt safe. They didn't feel like anybody would steal. Mako was one of those people. He didn't lock his locker because, for one, he was tough and people were afraid of him. So he knew that people were afraid of him. He didn't think anybody would go into his locker and steal anything. For one, because he's Mako. For two, just out of respect, he wouldn't think anybody would do that. So what happens is he doesn't get taken from. Nobody steals Mako cigarettes. But two people are in the locker area and they're arguing. And Mako is there, like, watching everything. And the dude's like, hey, you took my cigarettes. And the guy's like, no, I didn't take them. So Mako goes up to him. Keep in mind, Mako's been in for 25 years. Big dude, right? Mako goes up. He says, yo, you need to give him back his cigarettes. And the guy's like, he's like, all right, I'll give him back. So Mako goes and, like gets him in the corner and is like, give him his cigarettes back. And the dude is shaking. He is so scared that Mako is going to hurt him. And Mako doesn't care about getting sent back, man. To him, it don't matter. Prison is his home. Like, that's his residence. He's out of place at this farm. Like, if you send him back to prison, he's back home, right? So Mako's pressing this dude to give the cigarettes back. Well, the dude opens up the locker, and when he opens up the locker, not only does he got the cigarettes, but he's been stealing from all kinds of people. He's got all kinds of stuff. So Mako calls a bunch of other people around. He's like, hey, does any of this stuff belong to anybody? And oh, that's my Sharpie. Oh my gosh, those are my zigzags. Because you can't have zigzags. You can only buy buglers. But like, some people had zigzags. So he knew it was his because he was the only one with zigzags. And yeah, so Mako is like, Keep in mind, Mako had just been in prison for 25 years. His mentality is, you disrespect somebody, you get hurt. It's as simple as that. You steal from somebody, you get hurt, right? That's the way it is. And that's the way Mako's thinking. So Mako's like, you little pipsqueak, right? So Mako takes him and puts him in a chokehold like this, right? And he squeezes him. He's like, yeah. He's like, you want to steal? He's like, you want to steal? You want to steal? Oh, you want to steal? And Mako's getting so into it, the dude starts turning blue. And Mako, keep in mind, he was in there for murder, right? He doesn't care, right? But keep in mind, he's getting out, right? So eventually he lets the dude go. And the dude was dead. Mako choked him to death right in front of everybody when he's getting out in 18 months. I couldn't believe it. So staff comes around. Mako had taken the zigzags, and he had taken like 3 packs of cigarettes. I don't know, it was a lot of tobacco. And he crumpled it up like this. And he took some zigzags and glued one to another, and made this big, long paper strip with the zigzags. Dumped all the tobacco in there, and then roll the cigarette to where the cigarette was like this big, right? And he says, this is my going away cigar. And he was doing that because he knew that the dude was dead, and he knew he was going to go back to prison. So he lit that thing up, and he's sitting there going, smoking. The guards come around, and they say, hey, what happened? Mako's like, he tripped and fell. And the guard went over, looked in the cameras, clear as day. Mako choked him out, killed him. They brought Mako back to the prison, and he's still there to this day, right now, and he'll never see the light of day. Can you guys believe that? I mean, I feel sad for the victim. I mean, because think, the victim, he was getting ready to get out. Just think, he's saving up money. He's working at the potato farm. His family knows that he's coming home, was probably healthy. Steals some cigarettes, and the dude kills him. I highly doubt he woke up that day and thought, oh, today I'm going to get choked out and die for stealing cigarettes. Guys, you never know when it's your last day. Death could be in front of us, in front of any one of us right now. When I'm driving home right now, I could get hit by a drunk driver, okay? Tomorrow, when you're on your way to work, that COVID shot you got, didn't know your body had weird reactions to it. You could just tick and have an aneurysm and die tomorrow, okay? Eternity is real. Do you guys know where you're going? If you were to die right now, are you going to heaven or are you going to hell? And if your answer is, I don't know, I suggest you get down on your knees, repent for your sins, and ask Jesus to have forgiveness for you and to turn away from your sin and get right with the Lord, because any one of us could die right now, and you don't have any time. No time at all. None of us do. But God knows. God knows how much time you got left. And what if it's tomorrow? What if it's tonight? Where are you going to go? Palabra.